For countless generations, the dream of having a child was a simple, natural hope. It was a wish whispered in quiet moments, a future imagined with tiny hands, first steps. But for so many couples, this dream remained painfully out of reach. They faced a silent struggle, a private grief known as infertility. Month after month, year after year, the hope would rise only to be met with disappointment. Doctors would often shake their heads, offering little more than sympathy. The world around them seemed full of babies, happy families, but their own arms remained empty. It was a profound and isolating sorrow, a feeling that a fundamental part of life was being denied to them, for reasons no one could fully explain or fix. Hope was a fragile thing, easily broken. In the quiet laboratories of Cambridge, England, two visionary men were daring to dream. They were not just scientists, they were pioneers on a new frontier. Robert Edwards, a physiologist, Patrick Steptoe, a gynecologist, saw the profound sadness of infertile couples. They believed science could offer more than sympathy. They imagined a radical idea. What if conception could happen outside the human body? What if an egg and sperm could unite in a glass dish? The thought was audacious, almost science fiction. It challenged medical conventions and deeply held beliefs. Their journey was long and filled with failures. For over a decade, they worked tirelessly, facing skepticism and criticism. They were accused of playing God, yet they were driven by eyes full of desperate hope. The science was simple in concept, but complex in practice. Gently retrieve a mature egg from a woman's ovary. Place it into a nutrient-rich liquid in a Petri dish, the test tube, the press would call it. Introduce sperm. This process, IVF, was more than a procedure. It was a beacon of hope. The culmination of all those years arrived in the summer of 1978. A woman named Leslie Brown, who had struggled with blocked fallopian tubes for 9 long years, had put her trust in Edwards and Steptoe after successful fertilization and a tense, watchful pregnancy. The moment of truth came. On July 25, 1978, the world held its breath. Through a cesarean section, a healthy baby girl was born. Her name was Louise Joy Brown, the world's first test tube baby. The birth was a global sensation. For Leslie and John Brown, it was pure, unadulterated joy. After nearly a decade of heartache, they were finally holding their daughter. For Edwards and Steptoe, it was the ultimate validation. They saw in Louise not a scientific specimen, but a beautiful, healthy baby. However, the public reaction was a mixture of wonder and worry. While many celebrated the miracle, others voiced deep-seated fears. Louise Brown was not just a baby, she was a symbol of a new scientific age. The birth of a single baby in 1978 started a ripple that grew into a tidal wave of change. IVF technology rapidly evolved and improved, with success rates steadily climbing. Today, the legacy of that first IVF birth is all around us. Over 12 million babies have been born worldwide thanks to IVF and assisted reproductive technologies. These are not test tube babies, they are simply babies. They are sons and daughters, brothers and sisters filling homes with laughter and love that might never have existed otherwise. The technology has helped single parents and same-sex couples build the families they desire, offering a chance at parenthood to those who would have been left behind by biology. The initial fears have softened with time as millions of IVF children have grown into healthy adults. It has fundamentally reshaped our understanding of what makes a family. It reminds us that science, when guided by compassion, can achieve extraordinary things. The journey from a silent ache in an empty cradle to millions of family stories is the legacy of Edwards and Steptoe, a powerful promise that hope, powered by science, can help us create the future we dream of.